Welcome into another episode of Farming Simulator 25 with me, the Midlife Simster. Welcome back to Hutan Pantai, episode number 5 for us now. So hopefully I won't crash this. I'll just spin it around. So as you can see, a little bit of off-camera work. Finished off field 41. Drop-off point is right by here. So we should get a couple of quid just for this, because it's basically finished and yet we've got 11,000 litres in here to drop off. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of kickback. Let's watch. Right. Ah, no, so it's just because we've got the other contract running. I hope that doesn't mess it up and it makes it weird where it's one of those situations where it stops harvesting just because it's done enough. Interesting. Okay, so next field is 44. An easy way to get to 44 where I don't have to bring the trailer. Can I cheat my way up there? Cut across this road quickly before that truck comes and smacks us. Right, let's have a look. Yeah. I think what we'll do... There's not masses to do. Well, I don't know why I'm not just driving across the middle of this, to be honest with you. Am I going crazy? Was this actually a full field before we started? Driving across it. I'm going to have to go back and check the tape to see if I'm really tired of it, mind you, so it's quite possible that I'm just losing my mind. So, it's quite happy with its single headland. Get this thing set up. Make sure she goes... Start up. Are you going to go that way, you? Or are you just getting into a better position? Fair enough. Right, where are we at? I've tried, it's got to be me, I've tried to make this work with, when I get back into the tractor, that it doesn't change the view. I've tried both, I'm sure of it, and yet every time I get back in this tractor, it just goes back to the super close-up. It's really annoying. I was convinced that this field needed harvesting. I was absolutely sure of it just then. Hence why I did just drive through the middle of it. Okay. We'll catch up once this field's done and have a little chat about where we're going to go next. Right. I've gone properly rogue here. We're very, very off-road. So we're going to join the bypass, get across the bypass, I think, and then I think we can nip in down here. Nope, no we can't. No we can't. Try again. So the harvester is still going, still doing its work on the field. We're not at the max capacity yet on the trailer, but I just figured I may as well just get over here and see where we're at with this. Sorry, car. No, this is the wrong place. Gosh. Pay attention. Try again. So yeah, I think if we drop this off, I'm just want to see what it does in terms of the percentage. My fear is that, having watched a couple of contracts now on other channels, it's like the contract sort of finishes, and regardless of what sort of state the field is in, how much of it is left, you can't actually finish it because it just says it's done 100%, so that's the end of that. So I mean, we're 97% transported, so we need to transport 3% more. And what I want to do is harvest that entire field so that we get whatever's left. And I hope that's what it's going to let me do. I hope. Right, see you in a sec. It's happened, as I feared it would. It will not let me finish off this field. There's a little bit of sorghum left there. We've got 6,700 litres in the back. I wonder if there's a way. I mean, the only thing I could have done then was if there's a way of storing the sorghum without dropping it off, I suppose. So then you would harvest everything, maybe. I don't know. Oh no, there's a wall there. Come on, render quicker. Yeah. Don't know what to make of that. I mean, it depends on the realism element, I suppose you want. You know, it's not my field, it's not my crop. Why should I profit? They're paying me to harvest their field for them. Why should I get even more money? Is it saying their contract's completely complete then? Hang on, has it just dropped off? Well. So everything we've got in here now is ours. I mean, we'll get the money anyway for the contracts, because what was that? That was 12, 17. Give or take 17 grand. So that takes up to 37. However, sorghum is currently 11.69 per 1,000, which would then mean for us, let's have a look here, 11.69 times, what are we, 6.7, another 7,000 on top now. I mean, that's right in front of us, isn't it? That's this one. We may as well just get rid of it. Save having to drive it all the way back to the farm, hold on for a few more months. It isn't a massive amount of difference, so I think we shall drop this off and just see what we get. So we had 20. Yeah, there we are. Nice. And then if we go into contracts and we collect that contract and we collect that contract, 45,000 in the bank. So, oh, I forgot I've got this thing stuck over here. What I really want to do, I mean, there is kind of long-term plans now. Long-term plans, I want to do something with the trees. I'd like to do definitely some work with animals and cows, border buffalo, goats, etc., etc., sheep. But that's a long way away and a lot of money away. We're still obviously in the first season, so we just got to get through the winter now, get these rice fields redone, put a crop into 28 and 27, which I'm still thinking is going to be out because we've got the equipment to do that rather than them to get anything like a planter. We can then sell what we've got in terms of the wheat in the right month. However, rather than paying off our loan, I am very tempted. £45,000. Whoops, sorry, 45,000. I really want some of these. I mean, they come with factories, but they're productions, aren't they? But I don't think there's anything worth doing in terms of the wood and things at the moment. I'm still a little bit jury out on whether the wood is a bit cheating on this map, I gotta be honest. Especially when you look at what Daggerwin's doing with selling it to the temple. However, these I don't think are cheating. And 36,000. If we got rid of those two sheds, we could stick this there, but sideways, obviously. Fill that up with water over the winter. Get as much produce as we possibly can. Selling that off, which would be a nice little earner along with the mushrooms. And then when the time is right, we could then go and... where are we? Selling points? No, it's not selling points, is it? It's... factories, and somewhere in amongst all of this, debris crush, tablespoon, sugar mill, rope, cook fat, bakery, dairy, there. Preserve food factory. And we could start turning some then of the stuff that's coming out of the greenhouse into preserved food, so that we could look at using the rice for that, and then we could use some of the other stuff. So I think I'm going to do that with this money. I shall be back with you in a moment. I don't know whether this is cheating or not, if this is a sewer or clean water runoff. I'm assuming it's water runoff from the hills. But this is where I fill the water tanker up from, rather than do the beach and get the seawater. Just FYI. Okay, so here we are, and there she is. Brand new greenhouse. Put some water in it already, just because we had some left over in the tank. Why am I not seeing you? Why is that not? Am I not close enough, or is it just me being a weirdo? There we go. I was actually noticed the tank selected, did I? So, drop all that off. Another 6,000 litres in there. Excellent. And when we go to productions, large top greenhouse. I'm hoping this thing works over winter. I don't know. I know the glass one does, but I don't know if the tarps do. But we're basically running chili peppers, garlic, the Napa cabbage, and the spring onions, because those are going to give us a further production down the line. And plus, we've done tomato, strawberries, and lettuce in FS22, so not really bothered about doing them at the moment. We've got plenty of water now in our mushrooms. We've only got 28% though water in here, so that's going to need a lot of backing and forth in. What Dagoin has shown, thanks to a comment on one of his videos, was when you do fill the rice fields with water, that standing water can be taken without having any effect on the level of water that's there, and it'll fill your water tanks, which you can drop off. So that'll make life a lot easier, but that's a few months away. We've got plenty of water for the saplings, although they're not saplings because they're not trees. I can't really think what I would normally call that. So yeah, it just looks like I'm going to have to do a lot of back and forth and to get a load of water. I mean, there's nothing else to really do at the moment though, because we are basically out of tasks. When you look at it, we're in a pretty good place in terms of what we managed to achieve. We've planted our crop down here, so we're all good. Can't do anything about the rice fields for a few months. These two could put a canola seed in those, I suppose. 24, I'd love to buy that. 136,000 though for 5.5 acres, or just over 5.5. Nearly 5 acres there, but 24 is just a better field. Big field. Would be great for grass. Ideally, I'd like to own both of those, really. And you've got the run then down at the valley. Pick up 29. Like, you know, long term, you want all of this, and you want all this land to belong to the farm. But we're a long way from that. A few things I'd like to buy. Check on the store. Nothing particularly amazing in there at the moment. To make life easier, it might, again, just getting a bit of just luck and inspiration of watching Dag. When you look at, where is it? Renting this, you could use it as the extension, just as an extra space to carry crop. But we can also then drop the sides down on it and use it as a flatbed. So just for transporting products back and forth as well as on the lorry. I just don't know if we're going to have that much to transport, but it's really not that much to rent. And it would take so long to cost that much as opposed to paying the 10,000, which would just wipe our bankroll out. So I'm very tempted to rent that, depending on how the kind of production line goes. That's one for the future. I've never done it. I've never had a proper go at the MacDon and doing it, harvesting that way. Now, the problem with it is that you end up buying that one, getting the header for it, which is great, but then you need the specialist pickup. But that pickup will only go on certain harvesters, and it won't go on the harvester that we've got. So we'd end up having to buy a new harvester, or certainly leasing one. And then, you know, you look at the cost of the lease, then, well, you're paying 13,000. Well, your crop isn't going to be much worth more than that. So right now, that isn't financially viable at all. It's almost like a new starter thing. So I think maybe on the next map, I might try and find a way of doing that. The only thing the reason is, and especially if you're starting to go down the grass route, is you can then obviously put on the mower. So then you've got your built-in mower on there as well. But it's just a very expensive way of doing things, and maybe a bit of a novelty. I don't know. I've never done it enough, so I don't understand enough about it. But so yeah, other than that, there's not really much we're gonna be able to do over the next couple of months. So I think obviously we've got to sell. When was the wheat prices at their best? Where are we? Whoops. So 1,200 is going to be the best price we can hope for. Still a couple of £100 off that at the moment. Looking at January when they hit that high. So good few months of going through those. Spring onions that we're making at the moment is low. Let's have a look what the chilies are. Chili, where are they? Yeah, going into their worst month as well. 300 pounds off their best. So it's going to be a lot of just storing stuff up, really. Mushrooms at the lowest. Yeah, it's not a good time. So I'm going to go and just do a bunch of water trips, fill this up as much as I can whilst the weather's with us. And then I'm going to just jump ahead. I don't think there's going to be anything of any particular interest. I'll keep a little eye on the contracts, but other than having a quick chat about the weather, it may be sort of February, March time before we talk again. So we go back and forth doing this water collection. And the last run, I thought to myself, well, why am I going all the way up to the shop and across the top there? Where does this road go? Surely that'll meet up with the river at some point. So I took a right, headed down here, and then lo and behold, happy days, there's our garage. And I know then that road, you can see there, the river's gonna run on the other side of that. So I honestly, I cannot remember, and it must be the Dagwin has found this one, and something in my brain has gone, have a look around the garage, because I had a little drive through thinking, right, is there any collectibles? Oh, nothing obvious, nothing obvious. And there she is. Now, I don't know where I stand on these, I really don't, but this game is hard enough, and it is a game. So we are going to collect this. And that's our first one. Mythical farm balls hidden in the area. First collect all 25. 24 more to go. 10,000 extra pounds in the kitty. Thank you, FS25. And just to show you then what I was doing, I'm basically coming across here, kind of bouncing across the little duct and then lining it back up so we get that option to refill. And it's actually at the moment now up to 35, so I'm filling this one up. This will take it all the way and it'll leave us with 1,000 spare, and I can just keep topping it up now over the winter months. So I'll see what happens, see what contracts there are. If there's anything to bring you guys back for, I will, but otherwise I'll see you in the spring. Okay, so bringing you back in just to show you a few things. Here we are, early November. So up on, I'm hoping in the post edit, top left of the corner, you'll see did a couple of contracts on a couple of massive fields. So I got quite a big chunk of money for that, which has then gone and allowed me, in the first instance, to come and buy this production, which is the tin vegetable production, which is going to allow us to put, our produce, sorry, so the chili peppers, garlic, spring onion, and that cabbage, from this straight into there, and we will be able to make, if I'm not mistaken, where is she? Kimchi. Happy days. That'll make us a nice little turnaround. Meanwhile, just to really mix things up a little bit, and you should guess I think I'm going to have used the thumbnail for it, we've got some animals. Stuck a little chicken pen down here because we can get some eggs from this. And if we use the eggs and then combine them down the line, the next purchase I'd like to make, if I jump into this, where is it? Let's have a look into the factories. I've tested this on my offline playthrough, or at least started it, is the grain mill. So we can take our wheat, turn it into flour, combine then the flour and the eggs, and if I remember rightly, in our preserved food factory at that point, we should then be able to make, with 55 flour and 10 eggs, 40 tins of noodle soup. And noodle soup is seemingly a very good earner when you look at the kind of monthly costings of things. If I just show you very quickly on here. I do hate how long it takes. I wonder if there's a bit quicker way of getting through that list. So yeah, at its lowest and its highest, there's only £100 between it, and it's 4,700. So that's a real nice earner, that one. So just to bring you kind of up to speed, and then the final thing, I've changed my clothes. So it's a little bit more health and safety. The dark green jacket wasn't working for me at the slow motion run. So yeah, Midlife got a little bit of a freshen up, looking good. Now the only other thing I wanted to try, and we talked about this, I've lost track of where we are with things, but I have definitely spoken about it, is Dagwin talks about you flood these fields, and he did the test, and you can bring your, basically you can bring your water bowser over here, fill that up, and then you're going to be able to fill your greenhouses up, which is great. Now he's sort of, I'm on, I don't know, maybe episode 18 of his now. He's of the opinion that he's only going to do that when it's time, obviously, that he's planting him and whatnot. I'm just wondering if we do a little save here, and then we do some construction. Where is it? Can't remember where it is. Is it? No, not the farmhouses. Aha. Right. Where are we? Now then, we were to just do, this is all restricted. What about here? Ah, it's not quite. I just wonder if it would be possible to just put a small square somewhere and then just permanently fill that up to my water source, because it does annoy me that we haven't got one. It seems very, very stupid. Yeah, I might off camera have a little bit of a play around. So that's my next kind of sort of plan of how we get around the kind of going back and forth for the water. So yeah, I'm gonna go back into kind of offline mode now. Let's get through the months. I may well do a couple of other contracts if anything kind of pops up, get a little bit more money. Like I say, if I can, I'd like to bring in the other production then to bring in, then we can start dealing with the flour. So that in the hope that where are we? Prices. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oops. Where's our wheat? Wheat. So we got 21,000 litres of the stuff. Yes, okay, we can sell it at 1,000 or £1,200 roughly. Per 1,000 litres, so we would obviously make a bit of money there, but I'm more tempted to turn that into then flour to use on our productions, because even in, I wonder what, like even in basic flour, there's a cost to a production, but flour in itself at the highest point is worth 2,500, so you're already doubling the value of the wheat depending on what the turnover is. So that's basically the plan. So I'm gonna literally end the episode there as well. I will make a bit of a shout out in the next episode. Massive feedback from one of the earlier episodes. I've been playing around with this microphone, desperately trying to get it to sound better, desperately playing around with the settings for the recording on OBS as well. So I'm hoping in the next episode, when we're doing a bit of farming and I'm talking, the sound issues that were raised will be addressed, and I'll give the person who commented a direct chat now, because I just can't remember their name off the top of my head now, but we'll give them a shout out in the next episode, and I'll actually tag them once it's gone live to see if they'd be willing to have a quick listen and tell us what they think. So listen, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do give it a like and a follow. In the comments, let me know if there's anything I could be doing better, if anything that is you'd be doing differently. If you want to share the video, then please be my guest, and until next time, be happy, stay safe, and we'll speak again soon. Take care.